Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Team Spirit Vlog number 7. My name is Mitchell, or Intuitive Messenger, and it's interesting. I wanted to do a vlog since the last one, but every time I get ready to do it, I'm told, no, don't, or the feeling just isn't quite there. Because I have a lot to say. I could ramble. I do enjoy talking, especially to a little tiny computer screen. I enjoy talking to people as well. I'm not a hermit recluse type person. I love my hermit time very much so, because it's where I can grow and reflect and meditate. But today, I wanted to talk about this when I was doing the insight today because it kind of fit into that. But today I want to talk about asking questions, and my Team Spirit post will come up later about asking and receiving. And I talk a little bit about asking the right questions, right in quotation marks, as in what's the most aligned with your higher self and soul for that moment, to expedite your spiritual growth and your evolution. And a lot of people lately have been, when they're like doing new readings or they're learning tarot, and I believe me, I had to learn it myself, and it's such a simple thing. Ask for help. I believe that our guides, our angels, higher self, if you're someone who works with off-planet beings, that there is an agreement of non-interference. In other words, it's kind of like watching maybe a child learn how to put a puzzle together. If you keep helping them put the puzzle together, they're never going to learn on their own. So if you let them learn and grow on their own, not interfering, then they become a better, stronger, more evolved being and can handle things. So it's that experience of doing it on your own, which is what I believe a lot of this is about. It's so funny. This is my head. With these longer videos, I feel like if I touch, I scratch, I do something, I'm like, I can't sit here for 10 minutes and not scratch my brow. In the shorter videos, I can do that and withstand it. So know that I'm conscious of if I do this while I'm talking to you guys. So asking the questions, and was talking to Brenna, part of our blog talk radio team the other day, and I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this. I don't think it's not personal, but we were talking about, and she said something. I said, that's what I call constant prayer. When you're about to say something and you hear, phrase it this way, or you type something and you stop and you look at what you typed, because we do a lot of typing and texting, and you go, that's not the message I want to convey. It's that little prompting, and it's like driving in your car and you hear turn right, and you turn right. It's that I call constant prayer, and I think that's what it is. It's when you're so connected to Source, God, your higher self, that it's like the GPS system going, turn now, stop now, be prepared to turn now. Even though you're not actively asking, where do I go now? Where do I go now? What's next? What's next? What next? But because you're so in tune, you're listening, you're developing, and you're growing stronger and better, faster, like the Bionic Man and Woman, which were two of my favorite TV shows years ago. I'm prompted of a story. Some of you may know I love Starbucks. I'm a huge Starbucks fan. I have $180 on my Starbucks phone card right now because of gifts that were given to me. And years ago, when they didn't have apps and I didn't, have a phone, I had a pager. I was over in Clearwater, Sarasota, and I'm driving through a downtown area, and it was before an appointment, like 9 o'clock appointment. And I was like, I can feel it. There's a Starbucks near me. And my logical brain, for about 90% of the men watching this, the logical brain says, well, of course there's a Starbucks here. It's a downtown area. It's thriving, but this was like 10 years ago, so there weren't that many. So the logical brain was going, of course there's one, but my other side was going, oh no, I can feel it. I must taste it. And I literally did the turn left, turn right, and pulled into a parking spot, and it was right there. So it was just amazing trusting, because 10 years ago, actually it might have been even more than 10, it might have been 15. Because I was not fully involved in all my studies. Because for me, it's been about 10, 11 years now that I have just devoured everything I can. And just over 5 years working professionally. So at that time, let me stop because I'm being prompted. Ladies, I know you're logical as well. Men, just tend to come from that logical side, and I've struggled, left brain, right brain, stepping into this field. And boy, you just have to let it go and realize that there's something beyond logic. But I believe that logic and creativity work side by side. Science and spirit work, hand in hand, spirituality. So it's kind of an interesting feel as I'm jumping around here. But being in that constant prayer and that connection is so very, very important. It comes with time. It takes time. Be gentle with yourself was one of the messages I gave the other day. When you're not hearing or getting it right away, you're still waking up. That's what it is. So think about, you're still in that groggy state. So many people with our new light workers page and our old light workers, our professional ones, so many people are waking up right now and they're still groggy. And it's tough for a lot of us not to get frustrated of their grogginess, because they'll fall back asleep and then they'll wake back up again. So it's that in and out, in and out. I am by no means fully awake. I enjoy my sleep time, and that's twofold. I love to sleep, but I also like to sometimes just be numb and turn the TV on and watch, just to take that breath, but less and less and less, and that's the cool part. I watched Panache Desai the other day on TV and just thought, what an amazing being and spirit and soul. He's someone I got to meet. I haven't been through any of his workshops, and this is probably a lesson that I'll talk about right now. I haven't been to any of his workshops. When I was doing an intensive training, week-long training with James Van Praagh 2 years ago at Omega Institute. And if you've never heard of Omega Institute, look it up. Omega, I think it's .org. EOMEGA.org. They have yoga. They have, Wayne Dyer's John of God. It's just week-long intensive, weekend intensives. It's in Rhinebeck, New York. And there's you fly into Newburgh, and then it's like an hour trip up. But they even have a bus that'll pick you up and take you back. Amazing, amazing week. But while I was there, he was in the cafeteria, and I remember looking at him, and I thought, well, he looks kind of mean, kind of closed off. And then by the second day I saw him, I saw why he was closed off. Gosh, and this is a lesson for me, especially now, 2 years later. He was closed off because when he gets off the platform and is sitting in a cafeteria eating with people, they are clamoring at him. They are clawing to get more of him. And he was shut down, because finally I bumped into him at the salad bar once I realized. It was an aha moment. Once I realized, and I just said, hey, I'm here with another workshop. I said, I'm from Florida, Orlando area, and I know you come that way. I said, I hope to connect with you one day. I said, you really have a great presence. And the moment we were one-on-one like that, and he knew I wasn't trying to get anything from him, I could see the light, and what a beautiful soul. But the interesting thing was, and this is, I think, the lesson for a lot, whenever I recommend a book or a TV show or anything, I always try to follow up with, if it resonates with you, go for it. A lot of times I'm hearing, recommend this book, this article, this movie, this TV show to somebody, but it's got to resonate with you, because if someone had handed me even Conversations with God 10 years ago, it probably would have been too soon, or I probably would have put it on the shelf and waited. But someone gave it to me 2 years ago, and I couldn't put it down. Went book 1, book 2, book 3. I think that's as far as I went, and then on to other books. Excuse me. So if it resonates with you, go for it. As I read many posts from many other light workers, things that they will say don't resonate with me. And I don't slight them for that belief system. It's just not fitting into mine right now. It may have fit into mine back in the past, or it may fit into mine in the future. But go with what resonates with you. Again, I'm going to say it. There are many paths to the top of the same mountain, which is where we're all headed. So pick the path that best suits you. All right? And stay in constant prayer and ask questions. Ask questions, not of other people, of your higher self, of your higher self. I do want to share for many of you who are, because there are a lot of you, and I think this is one of the things that Spirit, one of the groups of people that Spirit brings to me, a lot of people who are just starting out in their business, just opening up, or they're really starting to jump online. I will say, and it's not about the money, so I can speak about this and be a man of integrity saying this, but December, January, and now February has been the best financial months for me since I've started this business, 5 years ago. And even February has been the largest. I have a corporate day job, and this month has been amazing for me. And it's interesting because I still fulfill all my corporate day job duties, and this work is coming in the evenings, on the weekends, via Skype and the phone. So it really works out, and it doesn't interfere with my life. So I'm provided with a great income, a job that I still love. Good benefits, paid days off. And I actually took a day off today. So I'll speak about that as well. But I was frustrated, and money was a fearful thing for me. I grew up in a family where we were always worried if we had enough money. I had to learn how to live with money and not credit card, because when I was 12, 13 years old, I had a credit card from a family business. I put my gas on credit cards when I started driving. That's how we lived. When money was tight, we backed off. When it wasn't. So I had a false sense of money, but also it was something to be kind of afraid of. And I've made jokes about it, but I'm very serious. I love money. I love money, just like I love a beach and a tree. It's a representation of something that you can utilize for amazing good. Just like a tree, you can cut it down and turn it into a cage that you hold someone in. A beach can, become a place where if you stay too long, you're going to burn and be unhealthy. Money used properly it's just an instrument like anything else. But being fearful of it or worrying about it or wanting it too much can lead you into, I think, unhealthy, unbalanced places. So saying all that, I had to shift my focus. One, embrace what money is for us today, a representation of our time, how we buy groceries and pay for gas and things like that. But then I also had to, like I said, shift the focus and say, it's not about the money. Because I'm a businessman. You set a business plan and you're going to make this amount of money each month. And that works for some. But for me, what I had to do was say, I'm going to help 20 people per month. The money will come. It will be there. Again, I have a great stable job that supplies all my needs. But this is me developing a new business line. And that's business talk coming out. So you can tell. Oops. Not so spiritual. It is. But you have to be a good manager, a good entrepreneur, and a good technician of your work. So I changed the focus about I'm going to help, guide, assist, heal, confirm with as many people and clients that I can in a month. And literally, it was like a light bulb going off and a shift. I did it in November, and boom, December, January, February. Have been the biggest months. I still slip back into looking at my phone because I log everything in. Again, good businessman keeping track of everything, but I log it in. Excuse me. Let it out. I log it in and I see that. So this is good for me talking about this. It's loosening up. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, speaking about things that are personal and fearful, I'm loosening up my throat chakra and allowing these things to come out and voice them. So thank you, Team Spirit. You guided me to what I need to speak about today. So I hope that helps you guys as you're starting up your new business line. And it may not work for you. If it resonates, you may need to be a bottom line person. You may be all about the people and be so willy-nilly and flighty that you don't manage your money well and you're spending it, and at the end of the month you don't have enough to pay your bills. So whatever resonates, whatever works with you. Something I've been holding on to, shifting gears a little bit. Those of you starting out when you're reading tarot cards or when you're looking at numerology and things like that, this is, again, what resonates with me. It's all like baking a cake. There are many different kinds of cakes. So when I do tarot card readings, it's like putting a puzzle together or building a cake and telling a story. You've seen me do that on Sunday mornings. When I say today is a number 16 day, if you add up 2/26, 2013, it's a 16 day. Today is a 26 day, which is an 8. But I also like to add up all the numbers. That's how I work and what resonates with me. And I say, okay, today's a 16 day. So I need to be aware that that's a tower card. So that's shake and bake and movement. I also pull the Fool card. So it's like a lot of beginnings. Maybe we're going to break some things down and build some things up. Then I ask, why? What am I breaking down? What am I building? What's starting? And for me, I hear new belief systems, which leads me to this. Yesterday I kept hearing, just take Tuesday off. Take Tuesday off. Why? I hardly ever take days off because I'm always healthy. I'm well. I balance my time throughout the day. And finally, after hearing it like several times, kept saying, why? I took it off. took the day fully off. I would have been able to work and get what I needed done. And then all of a sudden, my day is full. I have errands to run. I have several clients later this evening. Got to shift one earlier in the day since I took the day off, and that way wouldn't put me in the office till late at night. So, put your day together like building a cake, like putting a piece of puzzle together. If you remember the old TV show or the game Concentration, where pieces of the puzzle open up and you start to see more and more of it till you can gather it all together. That's another way of doing it. So I've got 15 minutes and 30-something seconds. I had one more thing I want to talk about, but this is too much. Going over 15 minutes. So I thank you for listening to my video log, my vlog, and my ramblings. My goal and intention for this is that it will, you get to see me as a human, someone who is a spiritual teacher, a psychic, a medium, a life and soul coach, that you can see that, I'm still just working through my day. I always, don't hate me, people, but I always would say, even Jesus had diarrhea and had to wipe his butt. I know that sounds funny, but even he was a human, an ascended master. I look at Wayne Dyer and I think he is still learning stuff. Deepak Chopra, still learning. I imagine it's not as painful and rough and difficult as it is for a lot of us, but they're all still learning. They're still learning. So anyway, that's what my intention is, that you'll see part of my humanness and also learn from some of the things that I'm going through, because I'm a big believer in you don't have to go through it yourself always to learn it. Sometimes you can just learn by watching others. And I also set the intention that you would receive healing, confirmation, guidance, clarification, connection to your higher self, and that you would resonate, operate, and vibrate in the highest possible frequency of divine love today. As I set the intention for me, I also set it for you. Just agree. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.